If you're regretting the fact that your housekeeping allowance won't stretch to a seat on the next plane Trinidad bound, take a trip to London Southwest 9. It may not seem the same, but as you can now see, it's here at Brixton's Granville Arcade that our Caribbean market flourishes.
Brixton's identity has changed enormously over the years, from being South London's shopping capital in the 20s to a home for immigrants from the West Indies in the 50s and suffering damages from the riots in the 80s and 90s. Today, however, Brixton's identity is undergoing a very different kind of change. It's quickly become one of London's trendiest places to live, with everything from a vegan cupcake emporium to a second-hand bookshop with a resident cat. Some describe the changes here as regeneration, a brighter future for a historically impoverished area. Others say it's simply gentrification, pushing the poorer residents of Brixton out of an area their families have lived in for generations. Which side is right? And how has such a drastic transformation as this affected house prices, local businesses, and diversity? I spoke to JJ, owner of Prohibition Inc., who has set up shop in Pop, Brixton's alternative to the Shoreditch Box Park. He has lived in Brixton his entire life and has used the regeneration of the area to his advantage.
I was born and bred in Brixton, thought it's the best place to start, knowing everyone, knowing the area. It's bringing in more people with more money, which is more likely to spend in here compared to 10 years ago. The change that's coming in is here to help and support them as well as develop themselves and the area, I guess. But I haven't really seen much of that. I've seen more pushing them out than supporting them and bringing them up with them. It's just unaffordable. I don't know what people they're trying to attract or think that's going to buy, that's going to have this sort of money, that's still living here.
But Brixton isn't all soy lattes and stores and storage containers. For years, the area has carried the reputation of being plagued by hard drug use and high crime rates.
Things were turning nasty when the first flames appeared, a shop torched next to the underground station. Soon there were fires breaking out all over Brixton.
And here, in Brixton Hill, unlike the centre of Brixton, regenerative changes have yet to be seen. Emilia works at Lou's Cafe, one of many businesses in the area struggling to compete with the nearby trendy town centre. She told me what she makes of the changes taking place in her town.
So what can I say about the area? It's a bit dangerous because of so many poor peoples, peoples without work, just drinking and alcohol. I find it a little bit dangerous. At night time is quite dangerous. I didn't see. I heard in Tours Hill. It's happened just about 1 month. One very young guy was killed. My ex-boyfriend is living in that area. Well, he saw everything from his window, so it was tragic. Like how parents crying and just screaming and this horrible, seriously. I hear all the time about this crime, what happened before 1 month. It should get changed a little bit, definitely, but let's hope the best.
When the HMT Empire Windrush arrived in 1948, many of the immigrants on board came to Brixton to start their new lives. This gave rise to a bustling Caribbean market and a strong, diverse community. The Black Cultural Archives here in Windrush Square seeks to preserve that history. Adrian, who's lived near Brixton for most of his life, spoke to me about how this dynamic area has changed over the last decade.
Well, I'd say certainly when I was younger, it had quite a bad reputation. The population was probably quite high with ethnic minorities, but certainly I remember the Brixton riots when I was younger. Nobody really liked to travel there, and as time went on, things had changed quite significantly, and definitely I think certainly white people felt that it was easier to go into Brixton. It just turned into a normal population, and definitely the things like house prices went up. For my mum to still be shopping there, she can still buy the specific things that are West Indian, so that that hasn't gone. The culture is still there. I definitely think that they need to keep that culture and the history going.
Only time will tell what will come of this fast-evolving area. Here's hoping that the future of Brixton continues down the path of culture-rich regeneration.